Hello there, I'm Neurobax and welcome back to Stellaris. Last time we finally found ourselves some proper primitives. We found Stone Age primitives and we found late medieval age primitives. And I'm actually going to start working towards getting myself set up basically a post around them that I can use for my benefit. Now, before we do that, we're going to, of course, need to survey area, because I can't actually set up any, the thing that I was thinking of setting up, I can't actually set it up unless I have surveyed the star, at the very least. So again, it points to a tiny problem that I need to sort out before we can actually do anything, but it should be fine. So first and foremost, we'll keep on surveying the area around. We will probably also get done with the chili thing once we surveyed everything within our borders, and we'll also probably start building up our fleet to start dealing with some of these smaller monsters. As you can see, last time 2 times ago, we ran into a 300-400 stacks of some monsters, but some of them, they're usually just about 100. So again, if I can just build up my fleet a little bit, we should be able to handle some of them, and potentially like here, and potentially open up some more information around the area, if you will. So Sagas is actually home to more tech and minerals, so we might actually just expand there. The thing with also these outposts is that they're really easy to use. I can just set one up and break it down once I have full control of the area, so it's not really a big problem. We ran into a void cloud in area, which makes things a lot harder. I really want area though, because that should be enough to drag that one out too. So as you can see, the void cloud is 180 approximately. We have 10% extra damage against it. So what we're going to do here is actually build ourselves up a bit fleet wise. It's probably not the best idea to just do it right now, considering money and everything, but I'll do it anyways, because I want to set up the I want to have my plan work, and for that plan to work I need to actually set up the thing in area. It should stretch my borders long enough to have these 3 things all within my borders, which is basically a very nice thing to have set up. So let's just survey the systems again. We might set up another physics, I guess, thingy, but for now we'll focus on actually getting my fleet built up. We also found some seed aliens, or got news from them. It's probably another alien race, and again, it's going to be awkward if I get boxed in, because then I'm going to have to find my way out, and I can't actually get rid of them as things are currently staying. But we can fix that later on with gene splicing. So it's kind of an awkward thing that will happen. But as you can see here, through our surveys of habitable worlds, our biologists have collected a vast amount of data on alien life forms. Many of our older theories on the development of life has been disproved, and our scientific community has had to build new models from scratch. Our most interesting findings are being displayed at the newly dedicated Museum of Exobiology on Bax Prime. The public is enthralled, and many donations have come in to aid in the continuous search of strange life form. So I get a bunch of research for this, 300. That's a lot, actually. That's 3. Basically, if you go from the starting quota, it's 5 or so years of research. And we also get some energy credits, which is actually nice since we're losing them right now at a rapid rate. So I actually found a continental world, which kind of makes me actually regret not actually researching colonies here, because this would actually be a perfect distance. It's probably huge too, just to piss me off even more. Yeah, it's huge, and it has actually a decent spot, although not the best, to slam down the... If I slam down the capital here, I'll be able to boost this one, and potentially boost that one too. So yeah. And apparently we found a new race, which sucks, because as you can see there, yeah, Aria is exactly on the border of their land. So we're ending up in a very awkward position here. I want to clean that area, build the thing as fast as possible, and then we'll take it from there. So for now, let's just build 2 more Corvette class ships, and then we'll start getting things done. Now, with that said, I should be able to build one more science holder before we start doing anything. The sort.
Research complete.
Oh, I could build 2 more ships. There we go, border range increased by 20%. Now, we're going to just go ahead and get the colonial ship, because I actually found something that was tempting, close enough. The big problem now will be to actually get enough influence to reach that when they have a city there. If I do that, then, for starters, I found a lot of money here, which pisses me even more off, because it's kind of hard to come by. So, worst case scenario here is that we'll actually end up murdering someone. Sorry, not actually murdering someone. We'll end up integrating arrays way too early, which will mess up my plans for the rest of the game. But fret not, it should work out. So once those 2 ships are built, we're going to attack the Void Cloud in Araya. So you'll see how combat works, which is decent. And other than that, let us survey that system. And let us survey the things that we haven't actually reached yet, because it's kind of important that we do that too. Now, failure risk is still going down here. How close are you to level 4? Pretty close, so we're going to wait until level 4 before we do that normally. And as I said, I do want to have a decent fleet before I do that. Impressive structure lit a small area of surface on Chateau V, practically begging for some archaeology work. We have no risk of failure, so go ahead, do it. Do it now. And as I said here, we're going to build 1 more for physics. Research to speed that along. And my fleet should be done, I think. Yes, my fleet is done. That is an interesting starbase, but never mind. There's no need to assign a leader. Not really in the early game. So let's just... we can actually look at how the warp works here. So basically what you do is the fleet will drive out to outside of the gravity field of the system, create a warp pocket, and then warp straight to the system that you want. Now with other tanks you might actually have to jump through several systems to get to this one. The structure of Shutra 6 are not as old as we first believed. It seems to be a playground or amusement park of some sort. Science officer Hannah Sassani notes that many of the contraptions are highly complex creations that we know that we can learn much from, and that, to the builder's alien eyes, this might have been some cutting-edge sensor array or even a gigantic art installation. Intriguing. So again, we get some tech, both society and engineering research. So again, pretty nice, those anomalies. Now, the thing is, as you can see here, the tech that I gained end up being stored. The maximum amount of tech that will actually go into the tech itself is twice the amount that you gain from this. So basically, I can have 1 million tech stored, but if I only make 13 tech myself, I can only drag 13 extra tech out from the storage. So at most, your maximum range will be double of what the number on top here says. Although in my case, due to the 90% bonus, it's a little bit higher. But yeah, this is basically how space battles go. You don't really have much control of your fleet. The battle starts, they engage each other, and I've already lost a corvette. That's not good. I might actually end up losing 2 corvettes. Nope, we made it through that with just 1 corvette. And as you can see here, we're going to send them home to fix. But with that, the system should be relatively safe. And we're going to go on here and keep on setting up the things that we need. Now, out of these things, I think I want the specialized combat roles, because these are basically computers that you can slap on your ships that will give you bonuses. As you can see, fire rate and damage, or ship hull and chance to evade. So let's just get them done. The other tank that I completed was the spaceport level 2. It's basically just for building bigger ships, which we are going to need. What we also probably going to need is this one, because right now we are running a power deficit, and this is a very efficient power plant provided you have the Betharian stone needed to power it. So what we're going to do is research this. It'll show us where the resource is if we have, well, found it, and hopefully we can use that to our advantage. So you go ahead and survey that system.
System survey complete.
Sorry, you go ahead and survey that system since you're just done. and you will finish the survey of that system, and then you'll go ahead and survey Lisak or Thriga. How strong was that crystalline entity? We might want to just go and destroy that one right away. So let's just go ahead here and build up one more corvette, and then we're going to go ahead and destroy that crystal entity, look at the area, see what we find, and hopefully we can do something of good nature. So as you can see here, I have not surveyed the star yet, so I can't really build the outpost, but it costs a huge amount of influence, and it also costs an extra influence a month to maintain. So that's basically why they're not a very reliable way of expansion. But you can, if you're militaristic, you can gain a lot of influence just from rivaling people. So let's see it. These dudes, they don't really like us either, not to be surprised. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and rival them too, right again, and then we suddenly have 7 influence coming in a month. So we can set up 5 of these things without any problems, and even if we don't really colonize another world, it will not be a big problem. The main benefits of colonizing a world is that you get a lot more extra resources once it's fully grown, but you also get far more naval force limits, because the naval capacity comes mostly from spaceports, and you can only build them above colonies. So that's basically what is going to be the biggest, well, problem, if you will. So let's just go here, see what we can do. And also, as you can see, there's debris after the fight we had, and that debris can be researched, and if the ships you destroyed or fought have text that you don't, there's a chance of you picking up some of those texts. Usually you will pick some up, more often than not I've found, so it's a really nice thing to have. Now, as I said, you can also get tags that will give you even more monthly influence, so it's not really a bad idea. Orbital hydrophobic farms is a module you can slap on your space base, or your basically ship creator. But what we're going to do here is something a little bit more easier. Empire leader capacity. The more leaders you can have, the better you should go. But I think we're going to unlock the frontier clinic. You can build one of these on your planet, but it will increase the habitability of 5%, and in theory, how glad your people are for living there. So it's basically a feel better thing, but at the same time it also gives you the option.
System survey complete.
Let's see. Let me just finish what I was saying. It's basically, it gives you food, but it also gives you habitability. So it's basically just an upgraded farm, which is very nice. But as you can see here, my science officer, Madison Matthews, the second ship officer I might add, got the computing as her specialty. So she's better at researching computing if she ever is put in a role of a researcher here. Sadly, she will not be doing that for the foreseeable future. Now, how are we doing on getting to the sun? I should probably just have said, had you scan the sun right away. Okay, so you're a couple planets away. We'll just let this go the regular way. It's just easier that way than command anything else. But knowing my luck, things will probably be caught in the middle, in the midst. Found another anomaly. Madison found one. Let's just go ahead and do that one, and we'll do this one as soon as she's done. No, you're not going to do that. Just survey the star, and then you can do the rest of the system, and then you can do the anomaly. It's just, I should have just done this from the get-go. I know, I'm stupid. So let's survey system, and there we go. She'll solve the anomaly later. But for now, we'll build the frontier outpost. And the thing is, it takes a decent amount of time, as you can see. So we'll just leave that one to do that. And in theory, I should have built a secondary one, but it's fine. So what we'll do with the excess minerals that we have is that we're going to build 2 more corvettes, which should give us a decent amount of power to fight the crystal entity and the alien vessels that are in the system studying about us. Because again, we do really want to know what's in them. You have a system here that's basically useless, just 1 mineral. We're probably not going to actually exploit that mineral, even though we are in the early game, because it'll just be too costly. It's some of those things that you need to take into consideration. I try not to actually abuse anything unless it's tech, if it's not 2 or better. But as you can see here, the borders are actually closing in quite rapidly. We need to get the outpost done here. before we end up in trouble. We found another anomaly. No, that's sorry, that's Madison's. My bad. She'll be solving it now right away. So let's see here. We do now have our 12 ships, and we're going to take these and send them into Chetan. See if we can destroy that crystalline entity.
Research complete.
And we also complete a research, the Frontier Clinic. See, next one we'll probably want to go for here is probably actually naval capacity. Bigger navies later on is always nice to have. And it's a cheap early tech. It's better than the others that were offered, I dare say. So, we have now entered the system of the crystalline entity. It's an Emerald Crystal Sovereign Delta. I have no idea what that means, but it's probably some sort of interesting boss, I guess. So as you can see, we found a junkyard. Basically, the asteroid was evidently used as a junkyard by someone. By some point in the past, all manner of discarded machinery and metallic refuse has been deposited. So basically, it's just a huge junk site. But again, this is one of the beautiful things. It might just be a huge junk site, but this system has already become a gold mine. Let's see here. There's gold. It'll keep some other things running. We have 10 metals, which will be very nice to have. And if I manage to reach out at the very least here, that will also be very, very helpful. So we have some nice thing we can do here.
Research complete.
So we found another proto-civilization. I guess I hate the freezing in this game. I can press space, and whenever I press OK on something, it stops. But we found, as I said, the Pythagorean stone. So I can build myself a super thingy because we just researched it. Now, the next thing that we want to research here is probably the Iron Thruster. It's just easier. But let's see here. Yeah, we found another pair of Stone Age primitives. Not really the best find, but decent enough of itself. We are using a lot of money right now, probably on ship maintenance. But as you can see here, we pressed our borders out. We didn't really get anything, which is a little bit disappointing. But not really much I can do about that. We are going to build a mining station there, and mining station there. And basically, since I get the Pythagorean stone, I am going to, on Bax Prime, take one of these slots, most likely this one. And once we can, we're going to build a Pythagorean power plant. As you can see, it produces 6 in comparison to the 3 you would get from the others. So it's basically just a more powerful one that requires a special ingredient to work. We can also clear this one and place it on top of that one to even make it more powerful. So it's a good one. For now, go and survey that. No, there's something here to service. Yes, we have the debris. I completely forgot about that. As I said, from debris you can gain techs, or you won't actually gain a tech. You'll gain a part of a tech, which you can then turn into a full tech. You don't actually have to draw a card. You have a clue about how it works, and you can pick it, decide when you want to work on it. It's basically a very nice little thing to have. Send a fleet back home for rest, and we will need to start building some more. I'm very tempted to actually slap another thingy on. Basically, just slap a frontier outpost on this one, just temporarily to get the resources, and then once our borders grow naturally, we can just remove that. But I'm also very tempted to wage war on, for instance, these guys. But as you can see, we're equivalent in everything. But that doesn't really mean much in the early game. Kind of hard to take a planet though, because all of them have the 300 something starbase atop of them. So even if you manage to pull something off, you will most likely regret it real quick. So yeah, not the best thing. Now the thing that I didn't actually notice is that we already have a Pythagorean stone in our home place, and we have another one here. So in theory, I can build 3 of those Pythagorean buildings, which again will give me a tremendous amount of power and will be tremendously helpful in the future. So let's just build one. You need to actually have someone working the tile to gain the advantage from it. So it's a little bit annoying in that sense. But yeah, this works a lot better than I thought it would when we had the beginning with just all the tech. Now we have a problem here that is basically we started starving because we're not working as much on farming, which of course is a problem. So what we should do then is just build a I'm very tempted to save up for a frontier clinic, but we're just going to do the easy thing. We're going to build a hydroponic farm, and we'll probably... Yeah, we have negative growth since there's food issues, so I'm probably just going to have to move you over for temporarily, move you over there, and then we build the hydroponic farm to speed up the growth a bit.
Debris analyzed.
And then we'll be good. But as you can see, we have cleared the debris, and we get some research points, of course, but we also get 20% of cloud lining conduits. It's tech, regenerative hull tissue, another tech, plus 10%. So it's a good way to actually get tech done without really doing tech. So if you know where you can find these monsters and just farm them for the tech itself, it's a very good way of doing that. Now, out of these, as you can see here, the regenerative hull tissue, this is a tech that we found, we have 10% of it. So we can just keep on building on that, and sooner or later it will unlock by itself. What we'll do, however, is genome mapping. It will give us more food, but it'll also give it the leaders 10 more years, which will definitely be very helpful in terms of, well, keeping, for starters, the influence cost low, but also in terms of keeping skill levels high, which is important to do. Now, there's a crystalline entity in this one, and I'm very, very tempted to actually kill that one and like set up another one of these frontier outposts, and I think I'm going to do that. So let's just send it in here, see if we can find the crystalline entity, then we'll scan and see what we find. The First League. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Hope. In what we have learned from these artifacts is correct, this civilization was some sort of confederation that consists of many different alien races. They call themselves the First League and appear to have coexisted in relative peace some 2 million years ago. Though the Bax Prime system lies in the region of space that seems to have made up the core of their territory, a partial map found among the artifacts indicates that this First League may have covered a significant portion of our galaxy before its eventual collapse.
Situation log updated.
So basically, we got a new quest now. Find First League artifacts. Well, we'll do that later. For now, we don't really have the power or opportunity to just go looking for them, sadly. But we'll do that later. I think my first priority will just be to try and lock down this area of space, and we'll see what we do from there. These dudes here, I don't know what I'll do with them. For the time being, they are not allied with anyone or anything like that, so we might just take advantage of that, I guess, in the future. We'll have to see. So let us get you to the area, have you destroy these things, and then we will...
Evading hostile fleet.
Yeah, that's the thing. As you can see, the science ship just simply saw there was also a fleet there and ran instantly, which is basically the right play, if you will. Now, we're not supposed to have all of them there, which is awkward, to say the least. How about you survey that, and research that. Why is there already a science ship here? I'm confused. I've sent the 2 ships to the wrong area. But doesn't matter, they'll get the job done. So as you can see, whenever you end up in a battle, you get this little fleet combat signal, which is very, very nice. Can we get this done without losing a single corvette? I would be very grateful. Thank you. Now, when you fix your fleet, you're actually paying in minerals. But it's better to pay a little bit and get things fixed than pay 100% and get everything ruined after a little while again. Now, I'm tempted to build another mineral thing, but we are so low on money that we need to just focus on building things that will actually give us money, because otherwise we are going to run out of money, and trust me, running out of money is not a fun thing to do. You work on power, but you can switch. There we go. I could also sacrifice a little bit of science. Let's see, build the thingy. Hydroponics farm. Let's just get that built. There we go.
Research complete.
Then we'll save up. There we go. Basic combat rolls are done. Now, cold fusion power. As you can see, I'm getting some very high-end taxi because the cost of this 900. With, as you can see, it'll take 5 years. it's not the best, but as you can see, we also have the cloud lightning conduit that we found. It's a rare tech. But with this, I'm very tempted to just get field modulation to get better power plants, to get more cash. So I think we'll do that. The other thing here is that it seems like we have actually explored most of the things that actually is to explore here before ending up in trouble. So let's just do that. I can't remember where the big group of things were, but I don't think it was here. So let's just go ahead and check. No, that's decently small sized. I'm basically just clearing out the area so I can survey and potentially set up outposts if I want the things for myself. Let us see.
Fleet engaged. Research.
We'll probably lose one corvette here, at the very least, possibly two.
Situation log
Nope.
updated.
Yeah, we actually lost two. Crap. Well, shit happens. At least we have longer lifespans now. Naval capacity again, crew quarters, which is basically just ship upkeep. There's a module slip up. You slap in your ship builder orbit thingy, and it'll basically mean that the ships have less upkeep. Army upkeep. This is just your ground troops, not your ships. Very important to notice. Out of these, I'm very tempted to just go naval capacity again, to be honest, because once we get starting to actually get prop colonies and just slap a couple of the I'm just going to figure out what it's called. 2 seconds. A couple of the spaceports up, we're going to grow massively. So yeah, don't really want to overextend way too early. We actually found energy here, which is a good thing.
Construction
so yeah, I think I'm going to slap up another one here, and then we're going to slap up a
survey complete.
there we go. We're going to slap up a frontier outpost here because we have we still have a lot of go, and these things aren't really that costly. I can just destroy them once they no longer is a benefit of me. And once I've slapped that one up, I can also just go ahead and build a Are you done with Vanna? Yeah, it was just a simple one. But as I was saying, once I'm done with that, I can also just go ahead and destroy them. For no negative repercussion whatsoever. My borders will shrink a little bit, but that's fine. That's something we can handle. So all in all, I am happy with how things are going. I'm also, as I said, tempted to slap one down here, just because of cash. We found another one, blue crystal capacitors, regenerative hull. So that going to Pax Prime. We have found more cash. What is going on? Yeah, we found cash on hope, so I should just go ahead and exploit that cash cow right away. It feels bad to say it, but it's the truth. Let's just research that. We're going to survey the system, and that will be the last thing I do. Once the system has been surveyed, we will be well, we will call it a night for, I guess, today, unless I upload something later. But this was a very long one. I do apologize for forcing you to sit with me through this entire thing. If you have or wanted to take a break earlier, I would not blame you. Don't worry about it. I know the pain. So let's just get ahead and clear this one. Build another Baltharian power plant. And let time pass to get the surveys done. And then we'll start building the hypergates. So actually going to go other places. And it's done. We want this one. It's not even a desertion because as you can see, the ship types are actually locked into 4 tiers. You have the regular ships that I'm using. You have the destroyers, which are basically the regular ships slapped on top of each other. It's a 2-piece ship. You have the cruisers, which is a 3-piece ship, and then you have the battleships, which is a 4-piece ship. So basically, it's just the combination of modules and things that make up the ships that change. We also got the power plant done. So let's see, what do we want to do next? UV lasers. Updated version of the blue. Did I actually research the blue one? This is a ship designer. I'm going to go more through with that one next time, but Yeah, we did research the blue one. So what we're going to do instead, we are going to unlock deflectors, which are basically shields, which are nice to have. So with that said, we're going to leave it here. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you next time. Bye.